Hello world, welcome back to CyberCrete, and today in this video we are going to see how you can deploy the Flask app that contains all of the things like having images, having static contents, having the HTML pages and all of these onto the Heroku. In the previous video which I have created, we have seen how we can simply deploy a normal Flask app that does not have any templates and static contents. It is just for backend or it is just use as API. But here we will be uploading a complete full-fledged website onto the Heroku app. So with that said, let's get this video started. And yes, if you are new to this channel, please make sure to subscribe and just hit that like button. So let me just show you how this web look. So I will just run this app by saying Flask run, and I will just open up this link. I'll just open it in new incognito window. So here you can see this is just the simple website that I have created. It have the background image, and here is the text, and here is encrypt and decrypt things going on. So here what we can do, we can just enter any message, let's say hello world, and what we can do, we can use a password to encrypt this text itself. So let us suppose I am going to be using the password 1234567889, and here I can confirm password 1234567889, and if I click on encrypt, here is the encrypted text that we get. So this is the encrypted text that is here. And what we can also do, we can go back to this decrypt section, and in this decrypt section, if we paste that particular link, so here if you paste the particular link and we use the same password 1234567889 and click on decrypt, here you can here you will see that here is our message, hello world. So this is the website that we will be uploading to the Heroku. And if you want to know how I have built this cryptographic encryption of the text, we can do a separate video. And yes, if you are interested in knowing how I have created this message encryption Python file, you can just let me know by commenting down in the comment section below. So with that said, let's get this video started. And yes, if you are liking what you see, please make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon so that you never miss any future updates. And yes, if you are going to get some knowledge from this video, please make sure to like our video too. So we have seen how this website is actually working and what we are going to do. So here is our basically the Flask app, and here is the cipher.py. So here this is the Python code. This is just the Python code that we will be using to encode our text into cipher text that cannot be read by the normal people. And then here is just here we are just importing from this file, from this cipher Python file, we are just importing this and performing all the calculations here. And let me just zoom it a bit, and let me just close the server because we don't need the server right now. So here you see, here we have the different route for home page. We are saying go and open index.html, and if you know Flask's basics, then you know that we should have this templates folder, and inside that template folder we have to put all the HTML files, encrypt.html, decrypt.html, and all of these. And for getting the request from those websites, we have to get it using the post request, and once the request is here, we are just getting the information from that particular form and doing whatever we want to do. So this is just the Python file, and here I can just remove this line because we are going to be uploading into the server. So just let it be app.run, don't add anything else. And here in the static you can see there is style.css, and here in this style.css I have just used the image URL. You can also put the image inside this static folder and then create a img folder or whatever folder names you suits best. But here I have done by just using the URL function in our CSS and getting it directly from the website. So this is how our complete app is, and this code I will be uploading it to my GitHub, so you can get that from there. So if I open a new window, so let me okay. So before going into the creation of this, we should always make sure to create a virtual environment, and virtual environment will contain each and every file that is required for this particular Python app. So First of all, I'm going to be creating a virtual environment. For creating virtual environment, mostly you would have a virtual environment installed into your Python. If it is not there, you can just say pip install venv, and it will be good to go in both Windows and Linux. But for me, it is already installed, so I will say python -mvenv virtual environment, and then we have to specify the name of the virtual environment. So mostly we used to call env, so I will also call it env for environment. And now I am creating a virtual environment for this. So here it is saying yes, I can select, and here you see, here we have this env. So here is our environment. But to activate it, if you are on a Windows, you just have to specify a path till activate, like just say something like this. Okay, let me just go back to my Python file. And if you are on a Windows machine, you can just do /bin/activate, and it will be activated. But here, if you are in Linux or you are in Mac, you have to use source, then you have to specify the path .env/bin/activate. And now here you see, once the environment is activated successfully, here you have to see this env logo here. So now we have just installed the virtual environment. But in our virtual environment, if you try to run this code again by saying flask run, it will start the running process of here. And if you try to see this website by clicking here, let me just grab it from my different screen. So here you see it have opened up successfully. Now let me just suspend this, and let me do pip freeze. So what it is going to do, it is going to display all the requirements that are installed inside this library. So if here we see nothing is there, let me just write pip install Flask, and you can see all the things will be automatically be installed in this virtual environment. And one more important thing is pip install I think it's cryptography. I will just put the name, copy the name from here, and I will paste it here. And here you see this cryptography is also installed. And now if we do pip freeze, here you see these are the things that are installed in this particular virtual environment. So we need to put this into the requirement.txt file, as we have already shown in the previous video. So in order to put all of these into a requirement.txt, we can just do pip freeze and then append these things into requirement.txt, requir requirement.txt. So here we see requirement.txt, and it have all these different versions. But here one more thing is important to add is gunicorn. So after adding this, if you can install it onto your Mac system, gunicorn, it will be fine. You can do pip install gunicorn, but you can just write it. And this gunicorn is basically important because while you are deploying this gunicorn will provide you a base to run this Flask app onto the Heroku cloud. So the first thing that we need is the virtual environment. And why we need virtual environment? We need virtual environment just because of this requirement.txt file. We need to create it because we need to make sure everything that is required for our code to run on to the server should be there inside this requirement.txt file. And the next thing that is required is basically the proc file. So let me create a proc file here. So the proc file, procfile, just don't have any extension. So please don't add any extension like .text or things like that. And in here, what we need to do is to write web column, and then as I have already stated, we have to use gunicorn. So I will just paste gunicorn here, and then here we say app colon and the name of the Python file that we want to run. So this is just the app, but here we need to specify the name. So here in my case, the name of my app is also app.py. So I'll just write app. Don't add the py extension. As you see, there are two Python files, that is cipher.py and app.py. But which is going to run our server? The app.py is going to run our server, and that is the reason why here we are specifying the app in this particular proc file. So this proc file is also done. I will just say, okay, I will just save it. I will just save the requirement.txt file, and I will just be done by here. And now what we need to do, we need to actually go to the Heroku, create the account. If you already have the account, it is going to be very easy. But if you don't have, you have to create one. So let me just open my Chrome from the next window. Let me just. So let me open Heroku. So Heroku provide the free hosting for up to 2 websites, but if you have more than that, you need to pay for it. But for learning purpose, I think that much is required, and I will just logging in. I will just add it later, because it is just used for testing and development. There is nothing to secure here. All the codes are already open source. And here are two things. So I will just go to one, because I already have two, so I need to delete one. So what I can do, into the settings, I need to click on delete app, and here I will just copy it, paste it, delete the app. Now we just have one, so now we can create a new app, and then we can add. So let's create a new app, and for this I can just write CRY. Okay, the crypto is available, so I'll just use that. Oh, I have crypto. I have written crypto is not, so why not make it crypto, because it is available and it is just easier to write. So now we have successfully created the instance, but now we need to connect it with our GitHub. And what is GitHub? GitHub is the place where we put all our codes. So we need to create a repository, create a new repo. I'll just name it cryptography, and I will just create the repository. Just don't click any like add a readme or add git ignore. Just ignore all of these, and we can either do the drag and drop, or we can do we can also do using the command line. But I will just, to make things easier, I will just drag and drop the files. And here is the important thing to see. So let me use it from third screen. We don't upload the env. The files that are required is this app. I did not meant to open that. This app.py, this static one, this template one, the cipher, the Python one, not this env, the proc file, and the requirement.txt file. We don't put the pycast, we don't put the env. So let me just open up the Chrome, and let me just drag and drop these files here. So now it is basically uploading the files. So till it is uploading the file, we can go to the Heroku, we can click connect to GitHub, and here I have already signed in using my personal GitHub account. So here it is saying creator host, my profile name, let me just commit changes. And here what we need to do, here we need to specify this name, cryptography. So here if I say C and search just crypto, so there are multiple of them, but this is the cryptography one that we have currently uploaded. So I will just click on connect, and let's see if it is simply able to install it onto the Heroku cloud. And once that is done, we need to click on deploy branch. So let's wait for the deployment. Okay, so here we are getting the error build of Heroku determining build package for this app have failed. So let's okay, I don't want to look up like this. Every time we try to do this, there are different type of error that occurs. So we need to make sure to check all the settings. So here the error was very silly. The requirements spelling that I wrote was causing this error. As soon as I fix this, you can see the color change here. And now if I try to deploy, I just try to, okay, let me just commit the changes and add a file, upload a file, and I will just simply drag and drop the latest requirement.txt file. So even if with just a silly spelling mistakes, our whole deployment can go in vain. So here I have to just connect with this again. So it is cryptography. I'll just connect and see if the requirement.txt file, okay, it have done. Now if I click on deploy branch, let's give it some time and the error will be fixed. So here now Python app is detected. Why? How it can detect? Because just with this requirement.txt file. So here you can see there was a failure before, but now we are successfully trying to deploy this app. So while deploying to the Heroku, there can be multiple of errors that can occur. So you can simply search that particular error on the on up to here on the Stack Overflow, or just Google it. But I does not find any answer in this particular case. But once I saw that the name of the requirement.txt file was missing, and I suspected that because while naming requirement.txt file, I was not seeing this little Python logo up here. So that was a red signal for me, and that was something that was in my mind, like there might be spelling mistake here. And once this is fixed, our entire app is now being deployed. So now let's see view. So now here you see we have successfully deployed it to the cloud. And just with this type of silly mistakes, even the deployment can be stopped. So if you encounter any error during the deployment process, please make sure to check all the spellings, and make sure to also check if this type of spelling mistakes are not there, like web g unicorn, then this spelling error is there, and you forget to mention the app name that you have created. Let's suppose your app name was not app.py, it was, let's suppose, runme.py. So you have to just write runme instead of just writing app. And these are the small errors that you try to fix. Then sometimes the Heroku app may run. But even then, if it is not working, please make sure to put that error code into the description section below, or you can also join our Telegram group. There you can also ask questions, and I try to answer each and every questions out there and help you out as best as possible. So if you have learned something new from this video and you have enjoyed it, please make sure to hit that bell icon, and please make sure to like this video. And thanks for watching. I'll meet you in the next one.